God. That was hilarious. Did you need a tissue?
Oh, yes, I did, thank
You
you.
don't remember why, but
Because
I know
when I drink coffee, it gets my mustache wet, and then I use my shirt sleeve.
Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So I thought, for your sake, I would use a little blotting napkin on my mustache instead of my sleeve.
Oh, that's nice of you. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I thought
Well,
you might appreciate that.
You know. So here we are. It's been a really wacky day around here, I think. I don't know about everyone out there. I'm just going to start yapping while you all gather around the table, because we love to have you here with us. And I'm going to let Grymm be in charge of seeing who comes through the door. Just interrupt me, Grymm, if you
Well,
want to.
we've got 2 viewers. I know not who the viewers are at this time. Probably won't know unless you comment and say hi.
So say something in the comments, please. We are Gussy and Grymm of the Purple Door, here live from the old church on July 7th. Oh, we forgot our little,
Our date block.
Our date block, damn it. See, Kimmy, thank you, Kimmy. Kimmy is here with us, otherwise known as Temperance Duck. And she's been helping us.
Hi.
Because we've been forgetting things all the whole time we've been saying.
Jennifer Spence says hello, and so does Patricia Moran.
Hello, Patricia, and hello, Jennifer. Nice to see you both.
I would guess that those are the only 2 viewers at this time, so we'll wait for just a minute.
Funny. You want to put that back there, babe?
Yep, I have to put it right.
Careful so they don't fall, because if they fall, you know, you gotta put it where the W.C.T.U.
That
is.
means I gotta stand up.
Oh. Well, thank you for doing that for us. We greatly appreciate it.
Witches come to unite.
Yeah, that's what that means, eh? W.C.T.U. It's ironically, this church was built in 1906, and that W.C.T.U. that's in the switch up closer. Okay, thank you. Grymm has a habit of sitting way far back, and I have a habit of sitting way far front. So we just always look like he's this tiny little guy in the background.
Kimmy King says hello. You could have said that from there, too.
Hi, Jennifer.
Thank you, Jennifer. We do look great, don't we? Yes, Kelsey, we look great. Oh, you can't read the screen.
Thank you. I can't read a damn thing.
Okay, you're probably better off that way. Anyway.
I mean, if I put this on here, so y'all, I ventured into the trifocal era. Oh, this is more difficult than I ever thought. But when I'm sitting here, look at that, I can read it. Hello, you two, love you. Hello, all, hello. That's a new name. Donna McMullen, hello, hello. Nice to have you here with us. If you're a name that's been here with us before and I just don't recognize your name, I apologize about that, but glad to have you here now with us. Hi, Cheryl. I was half hoping, I was hoping to see you this weekend, but I know you've had like a real tough year like so many of us have, so maybe next year we can see you at the Purple Door Gathering, because poor little Cheryl, last year we didn't know she was coming. Well, I guess in theory I did, but I was not well.
Yeah.
Last year.
And I was so distracted with how sick you were last year.
Yeah, I think Kimmy was here last year. I think I distracted her. I think Jen was here. I think everybody that was here was just worried about why am I still walking upright. But Cheryl shows up at our Purple Door. We had like a brunch that day. And I went out on the front porch and I saw her, and Grymm brought her in the door or something like that, and I did not recognize who she was. So we sat here and I'm going, who's that lady? Who's that lady? Until finally one of us, I think maybe I was like, oh my God, it's Cheryl, or she said her name. I felt so bad. But Cheryl, I'm glad now I will not mistaken you for any other person but yourself. So we're glad to be gathered here with you guys. It's been a minute, and we are trying to get back in the saddle, so to speak. Look at me, I have to go like this so I can read. Gotta get in that little sweet spot. Oh, right there. Hello. Oh, Constance is here. Hi, hi, hi. Yes, Cheryl, hopefully next year. We are trying to get back on our online live stream schedule a bit. We are coming back as I'm feeling better and better. We're kind of bringing things back online, aren't we, babe?
Making that attempt.
Yeah.
It may not be, well, it won't be in the same fashion that we had constructed our live streams before. We're updating.
Yeah. Shifting.
It's like the Bionic Man. Bigger, faster, stronger, however it went.
Well, we're shifting like so many things are shifting right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's amazing to me, even within my own, like, circle of people. The last time I think I don't remember where I spoke, but I was speaking to some people. Maybe it was over the weekend, who knows? But I remember talking about this is the time about renewing contracts with people, sacred contracts, and recommitting to different familial ties that we've had with other people in the past. And it's a time for communication to come out, for things to be brought to the surface so that we can see really what we're working with. And I know that a lot of us have felt a lot of disruption in the force, so to speak, over this last few months in particular. It's been really rough. But if you can find yourself trying to stay as positive as possible, I think you might find your way into a better frame of mind. Now, I don't want to be misconstrued. I'm not trying to tell you to not feel fear or sadness or angst or anything like that. You are more than welcome to feel the feelings that you're feeling. But I want you to be aware that they take up energy from your precious aura, your precious energy field, that some days I know it's so difficult to even get out of bed. I know that some days you find yourself feeling like, what's the new crisis for today? 100 more people died. Rest in peace. 1,000 more tomorrow. And it feels like we're just getting numb. You know, they predicted that might happen, didn't they? Mm-hmm. That we would become numb to these crises. And
we are actually, there's a new condition, or I don't know, psychiatric diagnosis that is, I don't remember the exact name of it, but it's basically being trauma numb. So overwhelmed by the constant cascade of traumas that it doesn't hurt us anymore. Oh, that's only 100 lives?
Yeah, I mean, it's ludicrous to even think about it like that. But some of it is because before social media, those of you that were alive, we, you know, like, we didn't know what was necessarily happening in South Carolina. Not right away. It took a while for the news to travel up north, you know. And so times were a little slower. Now everything is just boom, boom, boom. And it's hard to keep up with. And it really feels like the walls are closing in. But I know I piss people off a little bit when I get online and I tell you, you know, remember, keep your face pointed toward the positive. Keep your thoughts directed toward the successes in your life, the small little triumphs that you encounter every day, the joys, the sorrows even sometimes, because you know they're all lessons. I know Kimmy's sitting over there, and Jem was here this weekend, and Feathered Up, and a few other Purple Door folks we were very lucky and honored to gather with over the weekend for the 4th of July celebration, as it were. However that falls for you. For us, it was a day to spend time being with close friends and family and honoring the fact that it's the 3rd time we've gathered like that. And so it was really remarkable.
It was nice to be in an environment where politics ceased to exist, cliques ceased to exist, divisions were left at the door, and folks that came through the door were just here to do one thing, and that was to commune, to gather.
But even within that small group, there were communication bumps.
There was.
Once in a while.
Once in a while.
And I think that, I think that's kind of to be expected right now. Mercury is going retrograde the day after you celebrate your birthday. And it stays in retrograde until like mid to late August. And so we can expect things to be a little disrupted, and those of us that are sensitive, these things start a little early, don't they? And so like today, someone called me I think send Sage a little extra oomph and energy if you can, because her car, her Chevy took a chit. Her Chevy took a chit today. So that's been a thing. And there's just been little glitches here and there, expecting a phone call, and they say they leave a voicemail, and they don't really, but they did really, and we don't get it on time, and GPS is glitching, and we have solar flares bouncing off the earth right now and really affecting that Schumann resonance. So there's all kinds of stuff going on right now. And if you're feeling it, I'm not surprised, because I'm feeling it, Kimmy's feeling it, Mist is feeling it. How about you, Grimmer?
Yes. Sorry. I was so focusing on creating this hashtag of Chevy took a chit that I forgot to swallow my coffee.
So those of you that don't know what that is, you probably do know if you're from Michigan or any of the northern climates, but Jeff Daniels, the actor, lives very nearby where we live here. And there was a play that he wrote called Escanaba in the Moonlight. And if you don't know what Escanaba is, it's a little tiny town, as towns go, in northern Michigan. It's, one of those places that you're like, why isn't that Wisconsin? Like, literally. So it's a wonderful play, and it's about this family that have a deer hunting lodge, and all the escapades ensue, and you really should look it up. It's called Escanaba in the Moonlight. And my Chevy took a chit that's a line from that play.
Yes.
So it's also a movie, I think they made.
I think we should watch it now from the perspective of our enlightened selves that we are trying to become now versus who we were back then.
What?
To see if there's like a spiritual morality that we can pull out of that movie based on who we are now.
Well, I don't even have to watch it to think about it.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Well, you're more connected to it emotionally than I am, maybe.
Well, I've certainly lived in Michigan longer than you, but no, it has that whole connection to trusting your own intuition, trusting that you'll step up when you need to. That warrior spirit is just under the surface, and you need to rely on
ancestral tradition. Okay, all right, I'm feeling you.
Right?
Still want to watch it.
I do too. Let's watch it. We have never successfully done a watch party. I mean, I know people have been doing those for like years now, and we've not ever
We'll
successfully.
have to figure it out one of these days. Anyways,
Anybody want to try that?
We're on the first Monday of the month live stream, which means that it's kind of a quick recap of the last month, and then what we're going to be doing moving forward this month.
Right.
And it's been such an interesting couple of 3 weeks maybe of transition of what we're working with energy wise, that we didn't really plan what we're moving into next month.
This is kind of an as the crow flies.
It really is.
First Monday of the month, because we just really wanted to be in touch with you guys and give you a chance to chat with each other too, because I know a lot of us have missed that connection with one another, and also just to let you know some of the things that are happening here in our lives, but also other places. And also, let's be honest, there are a few people that have nefarious intentions that watch Grymm and I. So we might as well bring them up to date too, so they can cast their negative spells in the right direction.
You just
I
noticed
mean,
one of them popped up
I
today,
did,
didn't
yeah,
you?
actually noticed it before I did. Missed several days ago, brought this person's name to my attention. And then, 3 days in a row, there have been little things that have cropped up, and then finally today was the final straw.
You have to show them we're well and strong.
We are well and strong, withstanding together. You're right, Kimmy. We are well and strong, and so it doesn't matter if you know where we're at and what we're doing, because throw your hateful stories, your hateful thoughts, your lack of support.
Your
does
negative
not-
intentions.
Nah, it just bounces right off, and any good witch will cast a spell toward. Holding the mirror right back in that person's face. So,
Deb Kirkland says, hello,
Yeah.
everyone.
you know what, Deb Kirkland? I'm glad you came in here. Because I'm hoping to maybe get to not meet you, we've already met and hugged, and we've met several times, but I'm hoping to see you while Sylvie's in town. But I'm not sure I'll be able to, but I hope to. And you reminded me as you came in that I wanted to light this candle. Now, a lot of you know Grymm and I are from the Purple Door. We're the founding members of the Purple Door. We weren't the only ones that founded it, but we kind of are now the only people left.
Of the founding team.
Of the founding team. But those of you that know that the pink lotus flower is, am I getting that right? I'm blind as a bat, there we go. The pink lotus is a special flower to those of you that have followed 420-ish tarot. And I found this candle, and even though I was drawn to the purple one, I really wanted this pink one because, well, pink lotus. So I'd love to honor, or light this, Grimmer, in honor of friendships near and far, that the light of our sisterhood and our brotherhood stretches well beyond the confines of this chapel, of this church, of this property, and moves outward in a soft spiral, a soft wave of love and connection to all those that are in the know about the pink lotus flower. And I know that's probably most of you that are there. We keep our group and circle kind of tight, don't we?
We try. Works out better that way.
So what's
Tricia
going
says
on?
the best coven to be part of.
Thank you.
Cat says it froze.
Kat says it froze. We
Shannon-
must have been saying something interesting.
Most likely.
Shannon Escher is saying hi to everyone, and hopefully we're not frozen. Is it frozen for all, or one, or two, or what's the gig here?
It's not frozen on me.
Well,
Interesting.
Mother, Father, God, Goddess, all the energies, deities, and beings that touch the souls of the folks that gather around us today in this live stream, I request a circle of purple healing and protective energy that surround each member of this live stream, both those that are here with us live now and those that come later on and view it at another time. So mote it be, so mote it is. Christy Reed, hello.
I like so mote it is. I love that. I love that. That's funny. I've had a couple of people reach out this week and ask me about our particular brand of paganism.
This seems to have been the topic of conversation by a few people
Yeah.
around lately.
How would you have answered that question? I'll tell you what I
yeah.
said, but I want to flavor your answer.
How would I describe our brand of paganism?
Well, let me give you a little background info.
Okay.
Because I actually told the person that I thought it might be better if they asked me some questions. Because I wasn't exactly sure what they were looking for as far as
Okay.
our brand of paganism. So this person shared with me that they were practicing like Norse paganism for
Uh-huh.
quite some time.
Uh-huh.
And they felt a real pull to Therian,
Okay.
but they're not sure how they feel about it now. They're trying to sort it through. When they tried some of the alternative theosophies, like other occult religions, it felt very much like what they were trying to get away from in the Christian church. So they're sort of floundering a little bit in trying to figure out where they fit. And I want, before you answer, I want you to know that's completely normal.
Oh, God, yeah.
If you're in that spot, you're in a good spot. You're on your path and you're looking in the right direction. You're asking the right questions. So how would you answer that? And I'll tell you.
I can't say that we have, or I have. I don't.
You need some
When you
help
say our brand of paganism or our style of practice, I think both of us have such a unique approach to our spiritual paths that though we have so many similarities in the way we think and feel spiritually, that there are enough differences to say we don't have a brand of paganism. I think it's more of a sovereign adventure that we're both taking. We have.
But what if you had to like sum it up for someone? Because they're, this,
if I had to sum
this
it up for
person is
someone.
searching and they're looking for, what's next?
Well,
what do you recommend?
For me personally, I don't say I walk any particular pagan path. I have taken the many years of different paths that have eventually led to my idea that being eclectic and open-minded towards incorporating this, that, and the other that resonates with my soul. I know that in this life, there's been a predominant religion that I've been exposed to in this realm, and that is the Western Christianized religions. But in past lives, I've been exposed to however many past lives I've lived in their faiths, their religions, their paths. So my brand of paganism is to incorporate the lives that I've lived, the ancestors that I know came before me, and have an open spirit towards new ideas. So it's a hodgepodge. I really can't describe my pagan path.
I was able to kind of sum it up, I guess maybe a little more concretely, not that that's right or wrong, but and like you said, there's really not a way to kind of fit it in a box. I call myself eclectic. I call myself gray because I'm not afraid to tread into the zone of the undesirable if I need to. When it comes to magic, it just depends on who's hurting who and what's the greater outcome for the greater good. I've been really honoring my own path for a very long time. I work with several gods and goddesses that I choose to kind of keep close to my heart, that I don't really announce very often unless you're with me. Sometimes you might hear a name slip out here and there. I have my own style of fairy magic that I practice. Some of it was taught by one of my first teachers. Some of it was taught to me by my grandmother from the old country.
Ishwitch.
Yeah, the Ishwitchness. And some of it is just what I've learned along my travels. It's sort of a blend of those things.
Along with some of the ancestral knowledge that you just know.
I believe that fairy tales are more truth than tale.
So if I were to lean towards one energetic aspect of a theosophy or a path, it would be more towards the fae.
Well, elemental magic.
Elemental magic.
Which
I'm a
includes a
werewolf.
whole lot.
Yeah, I'm a werewolf.
Yes, you are. Anybody that knows you will not argue.
So I think in defining my particular pagan path, it's anything that lets me explore my own personal freedoms.
You're not allowed to say it easily, but you
I can't really say it because I bounce all over the place.
I was teasing you.
Oh, I know. A couple of days ago, I was reading a thing about the Ten Commandments, from a perspective that I've not really looked at before, and I went, hey, okay.
Is it a
kind of,
perspective that you can remember? Because that one intrigues me, of course.
I think that would be a deep dive topic for another day, but on the root of it, it isn't necessarily set up as a means of control or in manipulation by a higher source. It is more of a, if you agree to be a human being, this is the basic standards by which you live by.
Right, these are the unspoken truths about being human.
Yes.
But they are spoken, they're written down.
Yeah, they're written down. They just happen to be written down in a context that repels a lot of people because of who supposedly coined them.
Right.
So,
Well, there's some universal truths in the Hermetic principles, too.
yes. Yeah.
If you don't know about that, you should go look that up. Maybe make that a deep dive for yourself tonight. It's interesting what you come across when you allow yourself to. I know most of you are deep divers already, so I'm not.
But the other,
Not slamming anybody.
the other aspect of the Ten Commandments, when it was boiled down to me by somebody here also in a topic of conversation, he said, really, the Ten Commandments boil down to one thing: don't be a thief. Every commandment does boil down to that one basic rule: don't steal from yourself or others, either physically, emotionally, or spiritually. And that's the rub, because spiritually it is a theft if we're doing it, but that's a whole different topic.
That's deep. I'm going to have to watch that show. Did you save it?
No, it wasn't a show, it was a conversation I was having with a fellow community member here
Oh,
at the old church.
interesting.
And then some reading that I did to back up what that conversation had led to.
Did you know that today is 7/7, and that's a portal day? You know, it seems like all the time now, whenever we have double-digit days like that, 7/7, like we have a portal. But really, you got to think about it. I mean, when numbers do line up, there is usually magic involved there, so I'm not dogging it at
Well,
all.
there is, and I think a lot of that just stems from the fact the mere act of saying the word is a vibration.
Right.
So the repeated repetition of the word is double the vibration.
Right. So this 7/7 portal is supposed to be about resetting, recommitting, like we were talking about with communication and with relationships with folks. Doesn't matter if it is platonic, if it's romantic, if it's business or whatever. This is the time to kind of let things go. It doesn't mean that, forgive and forget doesn't mean move on and just let it go forever and don't ever think about it again.
Don't be a pushover.
No, it does not mean that. It means let it go to the point that emotionally it has no control over you anymore. It doesn't hurt to think about it anymore. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt because it has nothing over you.
It's
Because
not
you've cried it out, you've felt it.
It went from being an open wound to a scab
Yep.
to a scar that just reminds you of the injury, but doesn't have to be reopened.
Right. So you've got this portal energy right now, and you've got a full moon, a buck moon coming up on Thursday, like around 4:30 in the evening here, Eastern Standard Time, I believe. But that one, it is time to manifest, bring about some changes for yourself.
So if
Some
you're gonna,
long-awaited changes.
if you're gonna say manifest, and we're on this whole as the crow flies, I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Okay, good. I just love that.
I want to manifest $1 million. Versus, I want to manifest prosperity.
Yeah, what are you asking me the difference?
Yeah. Is it
I'm not
realistic? Is it
understanding.
realistic to say let's manifest $1 million? If we're in that.
I think that we have to be open to the universe. I mean, some people would say it's good to be specific about what you actually want, and if $1 million is what you want, be prepared to receive it the way the universe decides to dole it out.
Okay, I feel you there. So in building the manifest plan, you really have to dole out kind of the steps that you're willing to take to ensure that it's in an integral way that you receive it.
Right,
in a
but if- but
way
if-
that's balanced.
But if you, well, yes, and I've just forgotten what I was gonna say.
Manifesting.
Yeah, but, oh my goodness, I haven't done this in
The reason I was
24 hours.
the reason I was asking that is because
Shut up, Kimmy.
over the last several
she just,
over the last several days, a few weeks actually, you know, I've been working on the back end of the website and app and things like that, and I've been picturing in my head manifesting each aspect of what we're trying to build.
yeah, no, I think that's good, and what I like about that is, like, you know, we've got the bees going and the chime going. What I like about that is it's like you're kind of presenting your assets to the universe and saying, listen, these are the things that I bring to the table, you know? I've got,
And just list your strengths.
right, but also what I love is like asking for abundance. So how do you get that $1 million? Is it because you have sold 1 million grog mugs that you make mead? Or, you know, like how have you created
Well, I think that's what I was trying to figure
the
out in
abundance flow?
my lining things up and manifesting is bring my assets to the table, announce to the universe the tools that I bring to the table to assist the universe in helping manifest what I'm desiring, and to allow the universe to open paths that allow my tools to be of the most service to manifesting that end goal. Because it's not about just passively manifesting and casting the spell and action and all of that, I'm wondering. It's... What?
I can't.
You can't?
No.
Did I go too far?
No.
No?
I have a dirty mind.
Dirty mind? What the hell?
Oh, anyway, where's something I can fan with? It's just, where's this astrology?
Would you like to fan with my shirt, honey?
No, leave that on. Oh my. Oh my.
Oh, you made me blush.
The only astrology book you'll ever need, it says. Oh my. Okay.
Anyways.
You mentioned tools, and my mind, I don't even know what question you mentioned. What are we talking about?
If I present to the universe my
Oh,
toolbox,
prosperity. Yeah, your toolbox.
and instead of trying to tell the universe or ask the universe to manifest the $1 million, announce to the universe the tools that I present to helping manifest it myself, so the universe can help guide that way.
Right. And you know, we've been working on that.
Yeah,
But
we
you know
have.
what we did not include in our assets?
What's that?
When I bring this up, you're gonna go, oh, that's kind of a no-brainer, like, why didn't we? So we made a list of all of our things we got going positively for ourselves here. And we forgot to include ourselves.
We included you're right, we included just...
Like, we can do hand fastings, and we can do...
You're right.
But we didn't really include who
we
are.
We're going to have to put some thought into how that works.
You get like a double dip when you encounter us.
So that's, I think we
A little
just...
extra. You get extra.
I think we just stumbled into a homework I want to assign folks.
What's that?
Between now and the new moon,
Everybody just froze, you know, because you said homework.
I know, between now and the new moon, on a notepad, on your phone, however you want to do this, write down your list of attributes, the toolbox that you offer up to the universe to help manifest the things that you desire.
What skills do you have? What knowledge do you possess? And even some of the obscure things, like literally Grymm and I were writing things like, we have quite a bit of old china at the old church here that Great used to collect a bunch of china. Some of it's mismatched, vintage china, but we're going to go through all of that. But we put that down as an asset because
It is.
not everybody has a bunch of old china like that. So we put that down as an asset.
The
But,
old books,
but-
and even just the
Right.
non-tangible things too.
but we didn't put
Our-
anything
you're
about
right.
ourselves. So we're going to do that very same homework.
Yes, rewrite our list.
And you know what's interesting that so we have this little silver dish full of a bunch of just stuff. We collect stuff, I'm sure you know that we collect stuff. And I use it to read with here and there.
Queen trinket.
Yeah, I do like my magpie trinket readings. And earlier today, I was kind of going through this stuff. Let me just show you what's kind of in here. There's like some shells and some part of an altar broom laying there. And this looks like a piece of, well, it says Yellowstone on this side with a bear claw. I don't know where that came from. A shell, some pennies, a safety
Probably
pin.
needed something that represented earth and yellow, and that's,
A little chunk of quartz. I mean, there's just all kinds of things in here. But earlier I found this little white little heart. I think it looks cute like that. Do you see how it looks
oh,
like
I
a
see
heart?
it, I see it.
And let me just show that to you guys. I don't know if you can see the little, or maybe like that. Can you see the little heart?
Put my hand behind it, and now you move in.
And you know, I saw that and it reminded me to love myself. Love myself. Like Grymm was talking about. Like we were just saying, we were writing our assets down about what we have around us that are positive things that we can build from, that we can list as resources for ourselves. And we forgot to list, or we neglected or failed to list things like Grymm is a fantastic storyteller, you know, like that. We didn't put that in there. Just things that we left out about our own selves as assets. So this little rock reminded me of that when I found it. And then I found another one. And the thing that I find so interesting, and I'm not sure that you're going to be able to see the detail, but I'm thinking this might, I'm not even sure what kind of stone this is, but it's like a little heart shape there. I don't know if you can see it.
If we can get the light to your hands, well,
I don't think they can see it. It's like a little heart shape there, but when I turned it this way, there are these little tiny, little white, like, they're little, like crystals that have grown there. And can you see the heart?
yeah.
And Kimmy, I want to gift this to you. This little tiny, little beautiful, because Kimmy's starting a new life in her van. You're welcome. Do you see the little heart? You're welcome. Look. See, you got to figure out what this is. I don't remember anymore, but see the heart there?
I do.
That's what drew my attention.
Oh, there's a second one.
A little white one on the other side. I love it.
Almost looks like a kitty face, too.
Oh, it does. Yeah. I love that. I love that.
When's the new moon? Somebody look that up.
Somebody look that up?
Yeah.
I don't
Can't
even have
remember
my
when.
phone. Where is my phone?
Because that's when I put the homework deadline on.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Look, babe, we got a chunk of sulfur.
Yeah.
Woo!
Is this stuff that we've just picked up along our travels?
Oh, yeah, we've got several of these, you know. We got like 20.
Big old chunk of sulfur.
We got all sorts of stuff, just...
Camera doesn't do it justice. It's in a bright yellow, almost to the point of being iridescent green.
July 24th.
July 24th, okay. I think that's lead. No? I'll have to look that one up. Anyways, July 24th, that's when you have to have your list of assets, your personal attributes and your physical attributes, the things in your life that are a strength or that you feel might be an asset into building something good for yourself as you move forward. Put your hobbies in. Put the things in your inventory, the things in your home that mean something to you. Inventory your spiritual toolbox and put that in the list. I can't think of anything else. Really
I
to
think
add.
that's really great, Grymm.
Okay.
We need to do the same thing,
Yes,
don't
we do. Yes, we do.
We have to all remind each other to keep on this one because I think it's helpful. You know, everybody's talking about what comes next and keeping our minds positive and tuned toward, choosing happy and being, trying to be as mindful as positive. And it's difficult right now because I think a lot of us are feeling really disconnected. If you have sort of even a remote tendency to disassociate, this is prime territory. You know, there's a lot going on out there and a lot to be cautious about. So we need to stay as alert as possible, I would say. And not that we just got to walk around in a love and light haze and pretend that bad things aren't going on around us.
I think the way that I would describe it is we need to have our spiritual selves on our spiritual eyes on a swivel.
Our spiritual eyes on a swivel.
Just
Yeah.
always be looking around you and ensuring, doing a personal spiritual double check on your sphere of influence, the people around you, and just kind of check if they're still vibing with you on those levels. We're entering a time when our spirituality is even going to be called into question. How we choose to practice, what we choose to practice, and it's
Gotta know who you trust.
got to know who you trust, know who your A team is, who's in your back pocket. And also, whose back pocket are you in? But I don't know why I felt called to say that. Any of that. We were talking about homework.
Thanks, Grymm.
You're welcome.
That's why they call you Grymm.
Yes, it is. Here's a grim thought for you.
We have any comments you want to read?
Let's see. Kimmy says, list one thing you think of as an asset you have within yourself. She says hers is being open-minded. That's a good, I like that.
That is a good one.
I don't see anybody answering it. Come on, folks, answer that question. That's a good question. I don't know. Deb Kirkland says that's awesome. Don't know what she was referring to, but
I agree. If it's awesome, I agree. I love it. Whatever that is.
we got people laughing their ass off. LOL. Probably,
The little stone.
no, probably the little tool. You had dirty thoughts.
Oh.
It's dirty thoughts.
Oh. No, Deb was talking about the heart, weren't you, Deb?
I like to help people and lift their spirits, from Patricia Moran. You know, that's, I got two things to say here. One to Kimmy King with open-minded. Open-minded is a wonderful asset to have. It ensures that you're looking at the world through a lens of acceptance and the willing to change your mind. But the balance to that open-minded thinking is ensuring that you're not incorporating ideas that aren't true to yourself into who you think you might be. Always weigh your open-minded inputs with your spiritual balance.
Not your hurt heart.
You're not your hurt heart. And then Patricia says, I like to help people lift their spirits, which is, once again, a wonderful attribute. The ability to help people pull themselves up out of the doldrums when they're falling into those pits of despair is a great strength. It's an
It
asset.
really is. Yeah.
But it does not help if you're taking on those attributes that are causing them to be down in their dumps. So make sure that you're grounding those out and returning them back to source. They're not yours to hold.
Not them being source. They're not the source of it.
Yes.
They're just a stopping point, if you will.
Yeah, source meaning back to the universe, that energy to be recycled. Let's see. Cheryl Vandenberg says, hoping for the best for everyone.
Absolutely.
You know, I think that is probably one of the purest things that you could have as an attribute. Because when you say that, if you truly mean it, that means that you also are in that list.
Mm-hmm.
Ensure that when you are saying the best for everyone, that it's a balanced best, and you're getting your fair share of it. Patricia Moran says we need another witch wave.
We do. We haven't had one of those in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, maybe this month, but no promises.
No promises.
If we do, it'll be on the 28th of July.
I'm only gonna read a couple more of these, and I think we're gonna start signing off. We've been here for 45 minutes now.
I should tell y'all that we are a group of us that have been involved in creating the e-zine, the Purple Door e-zine in the past. We decided that we kind of miss creating that e-zine for everyone, so we're going to look at reproducing it here in the next couple of months to 6 months kind of
We're
thing.
reimagining it.
Yes, we're reimagining it. And here at the old church, if you live in the area of Jackson, Michigan at all, we are hosting some events here that include craft night on Thursdays, an herbalist guild that's just getting started on Wednesdays, and we're hoping to make it, once we get things sorted out, we hope to make that available online to our Purple Door family as well. So keep your eye out for all that. It's just easier with our team here that's kind of forming around us, so that
To get the in real life things taken care
Yeah.
of that allows us to get the virtual world done.
It's cool. So
Jennifer Spence says one of her attributes is making people laugh, like just random people.
that is true.
Laughter is medicine. But
Jennifer is funny.
and having a sense of humor and being able to spread that around is a great gift.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I'll say to that is make sure you're not the butt of the joke. You're not the one being laughed at. They're laughing with you.
Oh, no.
So,
No.
and I'm not saying that she does. I'm just,
I know, you're right. General tip.
yep,
Right, I got you.
for other people that are listening that have that same attribute but might let people take advantage of it.
Right. Hey, we got a fishing trip coming up.
Oh, we do, don't we?
Yep, we do. And I don't know, we're going to take you guys along with us as we kind of journey
Yeah, we're gonna-
around a few little things this summer.
Yeah.
And so we'll probably have some really last minute announcements about live streams like this if Grymm and I feel like going live and we're on the beach or something. Stay tuned for all that, because we don't know where we're headed do we, Kimmy? We don't really know where we're going. We don't really know what we're doing. We're just sort of letting summer happen. So it's been really wonderful. Don't let yourself get too down in the dumps. If you're starting to feel scared or uncertain, reach out to one of us, and we are withstanding together. I'm still hashtagging that. Hashtag withstanding, which is withstanding. We have to stand together.
Cheryl Vanderberg says, I stayed up late just to see you two. I missed
Aw,
this. Thank
love you, Cheryl. Love you.
Am I getting the heart right?
Yeah, you got it. Well done, sir.
Well done, sir. One of my attributes is sensing others' hearts, Shannon. I can definitely feel that about Shannon.
Oh, yeah.
Through and through.
Her kindness,
Yeah.
just flows through her.
Yeah.
She's such a kind heart.
One of the drawbacks, and I don't know if Shannon experiences this, but somebody that can sense that, I'm sure, is those empathic feelings have a tendency to let those emotions that they sense in others drag themselves down.
They can, if you're not careful, they can,
Yeah.
absolutely. And, even the most cautious of witches and the most protected psychic medium out there are still things that slip through from time to time. It's not like it's a foolproof, you got to keep things refreshed, and you got to keep on your toes about these things. It's a difficult one for folks that are sensitive to things like that. Yep, indeed.
So we've been at it now for 49 minutes.
Okay.
You want to carry it out through 10 and just wind things down for the next few minutes?
Sure. Do you want to do like just a little bit of a tiny little meditative sort of
Okay.
thing?
I can do that.
You want to lead it?
Sure.
And then we'll blow our little candle out and stay magical, right?
That sounds like a good plan.
I shall move it over here.
Before we get started in this guided meditation, I would like for you to all just take a big, deep breath, either through your nose, through your mouth, it doesn't matter, just a deep, full, chest feeling, diaphragm stretching breath. Do that a few times. In and out, real slow, balanced, measured. Get yourself centered and kind of relaxed in your seat. If you're in a position to do so, put your feet on the floor, on the ground. Close your eyes and just set the phone down for a moment and listen to my voice. You know, in these guided meditations, we bring ourselves through various stages of relaxation prompts and cues, culminating in an event that's supposed to represent our meditative state, our ultimate relaxation. And I know many of us have a hard time doing that. That's why Gussy and I use the tree as a symbol of our meditations, because it's an easy thing for us all to visualize. So if behind your closed eyes, envision a field large and wide, surrounded by trees. You picture the type of trees that this field is surrounded by. Your own setting. Is it dark out? Is it light? Evening? Stormy? Whatever setting brings you comfort. In the middle of this large field is a single tree. It's a small tree, a big tree, pine tree, maple tree, it matters not. It's one that you envision. That is you, your tree. That is your connection to all. Walk towards that tree, picturing yourself walking through the field with each step, leaving on the ground behind you a fear, a pain, a hurt. As you step closer to the tree, breathe in the fragrance of the meadow and breathe out the hurt that has accumulated since the last you've had a chance to yourself. Reach out towards the tree with your hands. This tree is you, your spiritual self, your divine connection to Source. As you touch the tree, feel its essence. Feel the texture of the bark against your fingertips, the palms of your hands, your forearms, your biceps, your shoulders as you sink into this tree, as it absorbs your very physical essence, drawing you down deep inside into the roots that stretch out, fan out, touching everything inside the ground, intermingled into the dank, dark, stinky, mildewy depths underneath the surface of the trees. There you will find the worms, the decay, the death, the detritus of life, nourishing the tree. It is all this death and decay that transfers the knowledge, the lessons that life had learned while it was alive, being pushed into the ground for all the roots of the trees surrounding to absorb. Deeper past the decay into the deep darkness where only the roots of our ancestors have managed to reach. These are the roots that fan out beneath the ground in a fan that stretches back eons into the depth of time to the first tree, that first ancestor, that first elemental spark that ignited us as life here on this earth. Draw forth from that energy, that knowledge, knowing that every life form that has come before you is touched through those roots. Your mothers, your fathers, your brothers, your sisters, your dogs, your pets, your cats, your fish, everything that has ever breathed in this life is touched by those roots. It is the very ground, the very earth, the very foundation that your physicality stands upon. Draw that energy back through the roots and up into the base of the tree. Feel it infusing you with the strength, the power to grow, Feel your core stretching as it pulls in this new energy, making room for this growth. The energy that you no longer need, that causes stagnation, limits your growth, is being pushed upwards to your branches, to the very tips outward from your core. And as you exhale, as your leaves release the negative energy back into the universe, back into source, back into the very essence of creation, that same creation that we all drew from to become now. Those negative energies pushed back into the creative source that you can now draw off of, recycled and renewed, to pull inward from your roots, or from your branches, back into your core, where you've been stretched and grown, for that room to expand, to take in the new energies, back down into your roots, pushed outwards, mixing with the roots of others. They're absorbing your knowledge, your energy. Remember, you are not a battery. You do not need to hold. You are a conduit. It flows through you, from leaf to twig to branch to trunk to root to root to trunk to branch to twig to leaf to source and back again, connecting us all. May the collective energy that we have accumulated in this time, in this moment, in this now, be cast forward into our collective future, to be drawn upon as inspiration, as a source of strength, as a source of remembrance of who we are trying to become. May that collective energy be cast out into the universe to be reabsorbed by all who call this realm home. So it was, so it is, so it will be, and always has been. I now release the energies back to the universe.
It's been wonderful. Love you all.